Zoran Mamdani and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez are quickly becoming one of New York's most talked about political duos.
And thank you to my friend Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
So naturally, people are wondering, is this just politics? Or is there something more behind that chemistry? Well, here's what's really going on. At first glance, Zoran and AOC look like a perfect match politically. Two young democratic socialists, both from Queens, both loved by progressives, and endlessly criticized by the right. But behind the scenes, their dynamic hasn't always been as smooth as people assume. In fact, their relationship started off somewhere between polite and slightly cautious. People close to them say AOC wasn't fully convinced at first. Mamdani was younger, less experienced, and running a bold campaign. Therefore, Alexandria wondered whether he actually had the political muscle to pull it off.
It's ambitious.
Some of her allies weren't subtle either. They saw him almost like a modern-day Don Quixote of Queens, idealistic, passionate, but maybe reaching too far, too fast. They worried that his long-shot mayoral bid would drain energy from their years-long effort to build up Democratic socialists in smaller roles first.
Well, I think there are a lot of voters for whom the trust comes from the actions that you actually take.
But then something happened that nobody quite expected. Mamdani started climbing in the polls, fast. Suddenly, the well-intentioned underdog looked like the only candidate who could seriously challenge Andrew Cuomo.
So early vote, fill out your ballots, and make sure that you do not rank Andrew Cuomo on your ballot.
And AOC, she may move thoughtfully, but when she moves, she moves. As one of her colleagues put it, Alex is a tactician. She knows exactly when to strike. So when Mamdani needed a boost ahead of a crucial debate, she sent her chief of staff to help him practice, even having them role-play Cuomo. And once the actual debate wrapped, she greenlit her endorsement.
This is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and I am here loud and proud to rank Zohran Mamdani #1 for mayor of New York City.
Here's where things get interesting. Whether they planned it or not, their political futures are now tied together. AOC knew that once Mamdani became mayor, his performance would be seen as a test of progressive politics nationwide. No pressure, right? She even joked, only half joked, that he has to be a historically excellent mayor if he wins. Imagine your mentor telling you that before your first day on the job.
She is a model for this country in how to lead with integrity. And what an honor it is to have her endorsement.
And the timing couldn't be more important. AOC is weighing a run for Senate or even the presidency in 2028. Meanwhile, Mamdani would be stepping into one of the toughest jobs in American politics as the youngest mayor the city has seen in more than a century. Big ambitions, big expectations, and a very big spotlight.
I think that people across this country are really hungry for public servants that are going to put them first, for public servants that answer to them above special interests and who are laser focused on making life affordable for everyone.
Despite their differences, the two have been getting closer behind the scenes. They call, text, meet up, and unpack everything from campaign strategy to sudden fame. The good, the bad, and the kind that comes with non-stop online backlash. AOC even encourages Zoran to take mental health walks and gave him her go-to throat lozenges passed down from Bernie Sanders himself. That's when you know you're in the inner circle, when you get the secret family recipe for surviving political rallies.
We all share in the same goal of we want Democrats to be successful, we want Democrats to win.
But let's not pretend they're identical. AOC's path started in service jobs, waitressing, bartending, hustling through the grind.
She has shown us time and again that we can fight and that we can win.
Mamdani grew up in a creative academic household and skipped the service industry chapter entirely. And while she backed the Biden-Harris ticket in 2024, he threw support behind the uncommitted protest vote before later voting for Harris. Those differences matter, and they shape how each of them navigates power. Still, their histories overlap in meaningful ways. Over the years, they supported the same candidates, fought for taxi driver debt relief, and often found themselves working in parallel. One of Mamdani's colleagues described their dynamic perfectly. It's kind of like having a big sister. You want her to hang out with you, even though you're technically peers.
If anybody is skeptical, I would say get to know him. And once you get into a room with him, kick the tires yourself and make your own assessment instead of just kind of making assessments from what you may see on television.
And before anyone jumps to conclusions, nope, it's not romantic, They're both happy in their own relationships, so there's nothing like that going on between Mamdani and AOC. Yep, Zoran is married, and his wife, Rama Dawaji, is a Syrian artist with an impressive creative background.
And I must thank my incredible wife.
Her work has been featured in The Washington Post, The New Yorker, and she's even created posters for events across the city. Basically, she's the kind of person who says more through her art than any press conference ever could. And honestly, good for her. So how did these two meet? Not through politics and not at some gallery opening either. They actually met on Hinge. That's right, the same dating app you've probably deleted and reinstalled a dozen times.
I met my wife on Hinge, so there is still hope in those dating apps.
Hinge PR team, you paying attention? And yes, they're already married. Zoran shared in an interview that they tied the knot in a civil ceremony earlier this year at the city clerk's office. But before that, they had a celebration in Dubai with Rama's family. Photos from the event show a joyful gathering, and despite what some online critics claimed, the venue wasn't exactly over the top. According to reports, ceremonies there cost about $72 per guest. So, basically the same as dinner and drinks in Manhattan. While Rama has mostly stayed quiet throughout all this, she did post a sweet election day message. It was a photo carousel, some adorable photo booth pics from an Eid celebration, a classic "I voted" sticker selfie, and even a childhood snap of Zoran that honestly belongs in a campaign ad. Her caption? Couldn't possibly be prouder. How cute is that? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and her fiancé Riley Roberts have been engaged since 2022. But their story actually began long before AOC stepped into the political spotlight. They first met over a decade ago while studying at Boston University. And no, it wasn't some dramatic meet-cute. It was more like true nerdy fashion, as AOC herself put it. The two would show up to Coffee and Conversations, a weekly student town hall where people discussed everything from the war in Afghanistan to the latest in pop culture. But after college, they split up. He moved back to Arizona and she stayed on the East Coast. It seemed like that chapter had closed until around 2015 when they reconnected. AOC's mom spilled to the Daily Mail that the couple found their way back to each other, and eventually Riley moved to New York, working remotely from their apartment in the Bronx. By the time 2022 rolled around, AOC wasn't just a rising star, she was a full-blown political powerhouse.
You know, sometimes you're an underdog until you're not.
And that's when Riley decided to propose. But here's the twist. AOC wasn't immediately sold on the idea. She actually told him he'd have to woo her. Honestly, I love that energy. Alexandria admitted she needed to be convinced, especially after how much their lives had changed. But in the end, she saw something rare. Riley wasn't threatened by her success. In fact, he celebrated it. They got engaged in April 2022 while visiting her family's hometown in Puerto Rico. And yes, Alexandria confirmed the news on X, saying, "No future details yet. We're taking some space to savor this time before diving into planning." So who is Riley Roberts? Well, for starters, he's originally from Arizona and studied sociology and finance at BU. After graduation, he helped small businesses build websites and worked in UX growth consulting. He's also used those skills to support AOC behind the scenes, especially during her early campaigns. He's the kind of guy who prefers staying out of the spotlight, and if you've ever wondered why you barely see him on her socials, now you know.
I do get nervous when I post, not as often as I used to.
And those close to AOC say he's her grounding force, someone who walks her to work, keeps her company late at the office, and even serves as her unofficial bodyguard. That's real-life rom-com level commitment.
Americans aren't asking for a lot. They're just asking for politicians to help them get by.
I can do this.
I know you can.
AOC has said that, unlike some of the men she dated in the past, Riley didn't freak out when she stepped into her power. Instead, he leaned in. She told GQ he's been deeply engaging and that he's not just watching her journey, he's in it with her, using their experiences as opportunities to grow.